Evening all, Rich here, back for part 2 of this SS Deutschland tutorial. Today's focus will be the ship's main hull, which would be the black section over there on the prototype, as well as the beginning of the white. And after that I think we'll focus on a couple of decks of the ship's superstructure, so there's plenty to be getting on with today. So we're going to focus on the black hull and the white forecastle to that as well, so the forecastle sort of the top part on the front there. So we're going to focus on that first. So like before in the previous part, I've added signs to the top of the white line basically, so section 0 all the way out to 19, both sides, front to back, so that's the same. So we're going to build each section one at a time, and like I did in the previous part, we're just going to focus on one side. So we're going to start at section 0. What we do then in black, we go up 2, so go up 1, 2, like that, so on the centre up 2, and then up 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then in white up 6, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So straight up like that. Here we go. So there's our bow section done. Well, centre section done. So now we move on to section 1. And this could go one of many ways. I'm going to try and do this with making as few mistakes as possible. Bear with me on that one. So okay. So for section 1, we want to go up 8. So in black up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in white up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So that's that one done. Now we move on to section 2, and for section 2 we want up in black up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in white we want up 2, 1, 2, and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. There we go. So that was section 2. Now we move on to number 3. And for number 3, we want in black up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, like that. And then in white up 2, 1, 2, 3, up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 2, 1, 2, like that. There we go. That's that section done. And it should drop down, the white should drop down by one more block as well. See that section 0 is 6 high, the next 3 sections were 3 high, and I think the next section it'll only be 4 high. So 6 high, 5 high, and the next one will be 4, I think. So I move on to section 4, and I think this is where it changes, although I could be wrong. So for section 4 in black, we want up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 rows of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 1, 2. And then in white we want forward 2, 1, 2, and then up 2, 1, 2, up 2 again, 1, 2, and then forward 1, like that. Yeah, there we go. So it's dropped down in height to a certain point. So there we go. So that was section 4. Now move on to number 5. And for number 5 in black we want up 3, 1, 2, 3, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 3, 1, 2, 3. Forward 1, like that, and then in white up 2, 1, 2, 2 again, 1, 2, 2 again, 1, 2, and forward 1, like that. There we go. So that was number 5. Now move on to number 6. And for number 6 in black we want to go up 2 rows of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, and then in white we go forward, so forward 2, and then 3 rows of 2 again, so it's 2, 2, 2, 2, so it's 4 rows of 2 in total, like that. So that was section 6. Now move on to section 7, and we're getting through this quite quickly now. So for section 7 in black we want to go up 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 3 rows of 3, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, forward 1, like that. And then in white we go forward 3 rows of 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and up 1, like that. There we go. So that was section 7. Now move on to number 8. And for number 8 in black we want to go up 3, so up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 3 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, forward 1 again, like that. And then in white it's once again forward 3 rows of 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and up 1, there, like that. Here we go. So that was section 8. Now move on to number 9. And for number 9 in black we want up 2, so up 1, 2, and then up 2 rows of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, like that. And then in white, once again forward 3 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and up 1, like that. Marvellous. Now we're on to number 10, so already halfway, we're getting there, so halfway now. So for section 10 in black, we want to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 forward like that. And then in white, it is forward 2, like that, 2, and then 2 again, 1, 2, and then up 2, 1, 2, like that. So a slight change in direction for that one, but that's how that is. And just looking at the design, that's fine. So yeah, that was section 10. Now we move on to number 11. For number 11, we want in black up 2, so up 1, 2, and then up 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then up 2 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, forward 1, like that, and then in white up 2, 1, 2, and up 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. Marvellous. So that was 11. Now we're on to number 12. And for number 12 we want up 2, 1, 2, and then up 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 2 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, forward 1, like that, and then in white up 2, 1, 2, up 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. There we go, make sure they're all roughly the same. A lot of the black's all the same height, that's fine. So it should look something like that. And as before, like I say, you can do both sides at the same time, like do one row then the next row on the other side. Or just better off doing it the way I'm doing it, to be honest. And then go back and re-watch the video. Anyway, enough of me waffling, on to section 13. And in black for section 13 we want to go up 2, 1, 2, and then up 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, like that, and then in white up 2, 1, 2, and up 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. Marvellous. Now we're on to number 14. And for number 14 in black we want to go up 2, 1, 2, and then up 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 rows of 3, no, 1 row of 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, forward 1, like that, and then in white up 2, 1, 2, up 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. Marvellous. So that was section 14. Now we're on to number 15. And for number 15 we want in black up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 2, 1, 2, forward 1, like that, and then in white we want forward 2, 1, 2, forward 2 again, 1, 2, and then up 2, 1, 2. Marvellous. Yeah, not looking too bad. Now move on to section 16, I believe. Yep, 16. Ow, my foot. Okay, for number 16 we want to go in black forward 2, so forward 1, 2, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, 2, like that, sorry, hiccups. And then in white we go forward 2, 1, 2, and then up 2, 1, 2, and up 2 again, 1, 2. There we go. So that's that section done like there, like that. Marvellous. And now we move on to number 17. And my notes are stuck. Right, so for 17, in black, we want to go forward 2, 1, 2, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2. And then in white we go forward 2, 1, 2, up 2, 1, 2, up 2, 1, 2. There we go, so it's kind of the same really. And now move on to number 18. Things change a little bit here. So for 18 in black we want to go up 2, 1, 2, and then up 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in white 1, like that. Because this is where this section is where the forecastle ends and it drops down a deck. So this white line here is just sort of the gap where the forecastle ends and the superstructure will begin over this area. So that's what's happening here. That's just one block high. So now move on to number 19. I think, yeah, 19, the last one. And for number 19, we want in black up 3, 1, 2, 3, up 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 3, 1, 2, 3, up 2, 1, 2, like that, and then in white 1, like that. Marvellous. So that is all the sections of the forecastle, all the sections of the bow done on one side at least. So if we look at the ship front on, we will have, well, say will, sort of a very vague bow shape going on there. If you look at it at certain angles, you can see that's quite curvy, and they don't look too bad. So what we'll do now is go on the inside, like we did with the red earlier, or yesterday, or whatever. Go on the inside and just fill in the gaps, like so, and it will start to look fine. Like I said, I'll do the first couple of rows and then I'll do a jump cut and do the other side because I just want to save a bit of time. Do one more row, why not? And the white bit as well. There we go. So there's the first few sections done. You can see the ship starting to look normal. And what I'll do now, I should do a jump cut while I do the other side as well. I'll fill in the rest of the gaps and I'll also do the other side as well, and then after that we shall come back and start on the back end of the ship. So yeah, I shall return in just a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the hull all filled in and it should look something like that. And I've done both sides as well, so the whole front end of the ship should have that shape going on, and it doesn't look too bad. Have a look on quick look on the inside. And that's how that is there. Now these sections here at the top of 17, 18, 19, they are just single white lines like that, because like I say, the forecastle will end just at this point here or just beyond that, and then you'll have a gap before you get to the main superstructure. If I just fly over to the prototype, you'll see how this goes. Just give me a minute, just fly over to here and you can see the forecastle ends and then you'll have a gap with a lower deck. The white line will just be just above the deck and then the superstructure begin after that. So that's where that takes place, but we'll sort that out later on. We're going to focus on the back end of the ship now. So the same process again with the black and the white at the top. We shall go down to section 0 at the back end and start the process all over again. Things could go wrong. Well, I'm surprised the front end didn't go wrong, but things can change. May need night vision on this one as well because it does get quite dark under the overhang. So anyway, we'll start at section 0, and once again I'll just work on one side. So for section 0 at the top, in black we want to go up 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then forward 2, so basically back, so 2 like that, and then we want 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then in white we want 2 forward, 1, 2, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3, and there we go. So that is the outline of our overhang. So you can see on the prototype we've got the overhang of the stern there. This is the centre of that. So that should be all okay, but well, don't take my word for it because it can go wrong. Anyway, what we'll do now, we'll move on to section 1. And section 1 in black we want to go forward 3 rows of 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, up 2, 1, 2, up 2 again. Hang on. So it's up now, so it's forward 2, 2, 2, and then up 2, and then up 2 again, 1, 2, and then forward 2, 1, 2, forward 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, forward 3 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then in white, forward 2, 1, 2, up 3, 1, 2, 3, there we go. So that was section 1. Very hard to see how the design is at the moment because, like I say, the black concrete really doesn't help when you're trying to see. But anyway, that was that one. Now move on to number 2. Now for section 2 we want forward 4 rows of 2, so we go forward no, it's up, sorry, up 4 rows of 2, so go up 1, 2, go up 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 like that. So it's 4 rows of 2, and then we go forward 2 1 2, forward 3 1 2 3, forward 4 1 2 3 4, and then forward 3 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then 2 rows of 2 1 2 1 2, and then in white forward 2 1 2 2 again 1 2 and up 2 1 2 like that. There we go. Kind of confusing again, but this design is weird. It'll look fine when it's done, trust me. Anyway, now we move on to number 3. For section 3 in black, we want forward 3 rows of 2, so 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then forward 3 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then 4 1 2 3 4, and then 3 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, 2 rows of 2 1 2 1 2, and then in white forward 2 1 2 2 again 1 2 up 2 1 2 like that. There we go. And now we'll start to get the curve going on. So that was number 3. Now we move on to number 4. And like I said, a bit more intricate, this design. So for section 4, we want to go forward 2 rows of 2 1 2 1 2, and then 3 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then 2 rows of 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and then 3 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, 2 rows of 2 1 2 1 2, and then in white forward 3 rows of 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then 1 like that. Marvellous. Now we move on to number 5, and for number 5 we want forward 2 1 2, and then 2 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then 4 1 2 3 4, and then 3 1 2 3, and then 3 rows of 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4, and then 2 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then 2 rows of 2 1 2 1 2, and then in white forward 3 rows of 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and 1 like that. Yep, so the curve is definitely getting there. I can't really tell much at the moment, but it's sort of a bowl shape going on. Anyway, now we're on to number 6, and for number 6 we want forward 2 rows of 3, so in black 2 rows of 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then we want 7 rows of 4, so 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and then we want a row of 3 1 2 3, 2 rows of 2 1 2 1 2, and then in white we want forward 3 rows of 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and 1 like that. Excuse me. There we go. That's section 6 done. Now, a lot of the rows are just going to be an absolute ton of rows of 4, so it's going to be like that. It's just going to be loads of 4. Yeah. So the next row, row 7, is going to be 9 rows of 4, but we'll get to that. Section 7. First of all, we want a row of 3. So forward 3, 1 2 3. And then we want 9 rows of 4. So I'm just going to count the individual rows of 4. Okay, so we'll just do 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So there are 9 rows of 4 like that. Like I said, I was just counting the individual rows. And then we want a row of 3 1 2 3, and then 2 1 2, and then in white we want forward 3 rows of 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and 1 like that. Marvellous. So that was section 7. Now we're on to number 8. So for number 8 we want forward 11 rows of 4. So from row 8, forward 11 rows of 4. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So there we are, 11 rows of 4, and then we want a row of 3 1 2 3, and then in white we want forward 2 rows of 2 1 2 1 2, and then up 2 1 2 like that. Marvellous. So that was section 8. And now move on to number 9. So for number 9, we want same again, 11 rows of 4, so I'll do the same again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 11 rows of 4 again, and then a row of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in white, forward 2, 1, 2, 2 again, 1, 2, up 2, 1, 2. There we are, so the design's getting there. So that was number 9. And now we're on to number 10. So for number 10, we want forward 11 rows of 4 again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 11 rows of 4 like that, and then a row of 2, 1, 2, like that, and then in white we want forward 2, 2, so forward 1, 2, 1, 2, up 2, 1, 2, like that. There we go, so that was 10, so we're halfway now, so just half to go. So for section 11, we want 9 rows of 4, so forward 9 rows of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 rows of 4 like that. And then forward 2 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 2, 1, 2. And then in white, forward 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And up 2, 1, 2. There we go. So that was 11. Now move on to number 12. So for section 12, we want forward 6 rows of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 rows of 4 like that. And then 4 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 2 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then in white, we go up 2, 1, 2, and up 3. 1, 2, 3, like that. Marvellous. So that was section 12. And now move on to number 13. And for number 13, we want forward 4 rows of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 4 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then in white, up 2, 1, 2, up 3, 1, 2, 3. Marvellous. So that was 13. And now we're on to 14. And number 14, we want forward 3 rows of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then up 2, 1, 2, up 2 again, 1, 2. And then in white, we want forward 2, 1, 2, up 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So that was 14. And the gap's getting bigger, so that's fine. And then we're on to number 15. And you're getting near the end now, happy. So for number 15, we want forward 2 rows of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then up 2. 1, 2. Up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, like that. And then in white, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Marvellous. So that's that one. And then move on to number 16. And then for number 16, we want forward 2 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 4 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then one up 2, 1, 2, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2, 1, 1, 2. And then in white, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Marvellous. And then we're on to number 17, I think. Yep. Number 17, we want forward 2 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Up 2, 1, 2. Up 3, 1, 2, 3. Up 2 rows of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in white, 1. Like that. So there we go. That's the end of the sort of the stern poop deck sort of thing. So that, like the front end, it'd just be a single block. So that's how that is there. So that was 17. And then move on to number 18. Just get my notes. So for number 18 we want forward 2, 1, 2, up 2, 1, 2, up 3, 1, 2, 3, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in white 1, like that. Marvellous. And then lastly onto number 19. We want forward, no hang on, we want up 3, 1, 2, 3, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then in white 1. There we go. And that's all 19 sections of the back end done, and it should look something like that. And don't look too bad. So just quickly look at the ship from the back onwards, and you can see we do have the overhang going on. Got a bit of a curve going on there. It's very hard to see because of the darkness, but or the blackness of the hull, but if you look at it from different angles you can see we've got a nice bowl going on there. And what I'll do now, go on the inside like we did with the front end, just go on the inside and start filling in the gaps between each row, like so. And there's not many gaps at the front end in it, or the very back end rather, so just fill in the few that we have, and then move on to where they are. So get this couple of rows out of the way, and then I'll do my usual jump cut thing. There you go, there's those ones. I just fill in the white in these areas as well. So I'm just doing the first few rows like I did with the front end. There we go, so there's the first few filled in, and it should look something like that. So what I'll do now, like I did with the front end, I'll just do a jump cut and sort the rest out. What I'll also do is fill in the sidewall like I did with the red. I shall fill in the section between section 19 at the back here and section 19 at the front. Just fill in the black wall and also the white line on the top. There'll just be a single white line on the top of the black wall, and we'll fill that in. So what I'll do a jump cut now, and we shall return in just a moment so we can move on. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the hull all filled in, and it should look something like that. All the white filled in too on the top, and also the sides are all filled in too. So the whole side of the hull is sorted with the white line on top of the black. So that's how that should be there. The other side's done as well during the jump cut, and it should all look something like that in theory. So just quickly look around the back of the ship to give you a profile on how the stern looks, and it's quite a pretty ship in my opinion. But there you go. There's the bowl shape of the stern. And there we go, looks pretty neat, doesn't it? Right, so the next job we want to do now is to go on the inside of the ship to the top of the black. So the black, we're in the back end of the ship here, so there's the back end right here, and in the inside of the black, on the top of the black, it's just to fill in the whole top of the black with wood. So this would be the first deck. So this would be the main deck, goes the full length of the ship. So we'll start at the back here. And like I said, go from the top of the black. So I just want to fill in this whole thing, and it will take a long time to do. So just want to add this whole deck going from the back here all the way forward. So it doesn't matter which way you go, either from the front to the back, back to front, no matter which it is, as long as it's along the top of the black, like so. Just go along the full length of the ship. So what I'll do now, I should do a quick jump cut again while I fill in the rest of the deck, and we shall go from there. So back in a moment again. Okay, back again. So there's the deck all added, and it should look something like that. And I'll keep repeating myself and how these things are, but you know, that's how it should look. And that's the main deck, and that's sort of the foundation we're going to build on. So what we're going to do now is add the forecastle, which would be the raised deck on the front of the ship, around the white. So what we're going to do, go to the very front of the ship on the inside, and to the forepeak, which is this white tower here, which I think is 6 blocks high. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks high like that. And we're going to go to the third block down, so 1, 2, 3 to this point here, and we're going to build a line of wood blocks 57 blocks long. So I measure as I go along, so that's the first block there, and we want 57 back, so I'll build this freehand and measure as I go. So I want 57, 57, so that's 44, and that is 57 there, so it's 57 wood like so, and then a red block to mark the centre like that, and then I'm going to build out to the sides now. So this is a bit intricate, so we're going to build a wall out to the side but curving back at the same time. So we want to go and build out 2, so this is the right side, so build out 2, and then behind that we want 4, 1 2 3 4, and then 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6 out to the side like that, and then down 2 like that, and then the space between the back wall and the side forecastle, we just fill that in with white blocks like so to create a solid wall like that. And then we do the same the other side of the red, we go out 2, 1 2, and then 4, 1 2 3 4, and then 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, down 2 like that, and then fill in the space between forecastle like that. So now we've got a solid wall on the side like that, and there's our back wall of the forecastle like that. And then what we want to do now is just this wall we just build that down to the deck, so the wall will be 4 blocks high, so just fill in like so. It's a bit finicky sometimes, but we'll just do this. I do one side and I just copy it across, I think, just to save a bit of time. So there's one side done, it should look something like that. I just quickly copy that to the other side just to save a few measly seconds. Copy, flip to the right, and then paste. Once again, I'm using WorldEdit, so if you're complaining, I just do it just for convenience. Right, so there's the forecastle back wall added. Now what we want to do now is just the wood centre line that we just built. You just want to build that all the way out to the side, so just fill the whole area in with wood like so, kind of like the forecastle on the Titanic. It's just a raised deck on the front, so this whole section will be filled in with wood, same the other side. So I shall stand on a block over here and just use the fill tool. Once again, it's another WorldEdit command, so fill wood by 200. That fills in one side, and then the same the other side. And there we go. There's the forecastle all filled in. It should look something like that. Marvellous. Right, next job we want to do now is to go down to something and fill something and build something. So we're going to go down to the back wall again of the forecastle to the centre, and we're going to go and count to the 11th block back. So the centre block on the wood down here, count back 11. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, and put our wood block, red block there to mark the centre. And we're going to build the front wall of the superstructure now. So this is going to be a finicky design. So it's going to be 5 wide, so 2 either side like that. So centre block and then 2 either side, and then you want 2 behind that, like so. So looking back, it looks something like that. And then from the 2s, you want back 3, 1 2 3. So this is on the left side, so 3 back, and then out 4, 1 2 3 4. And then curving round, you want 5, so 1 2 3 4 5. I say curving, it's sort of straight. So it's 5, and then you got 4, 1 2 3 4, and then 3, 1 2 3, and then 3 again, 1 2 3 out to the side like that. And that's one side. I'll do the other side as well. So back 3, 1 2 3, out 4, 1 2 3 4, and then 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and then 4, 1 2 3 4. 3, 1 2 3, 3 again, 1 2 3 like that. There we go. So that all connected up like so. And then this wall you just built, you're going to increase that to 4 high as well. So I'll start with the front here, just build that 4 high as well, like so. And you're going to build this all the way out to the side. So that extra block on the end, so where it goes 3 out to the side and connects there, you're going to build it 4 high all the way out to the outside edge like so. So that extra block on the end, I'll make that the end of the front wall, so it goes all the way out to the side. So I shall do like I did previously. I just do the one side, and then I shall copy copy to the other side. And there we go. So there's one side done. I'll quickly copy that again just to save a few measly seconds. So copy, flip, paste. And there we go, there's both sides done, and there's our front wall done. And there will be more detail added to this later on, like stairs and windows and doors, but we'll sort that out another day. And what we want to do now is to go to the top block. There's basically all these blocks here, really. Don't want to add that like that, but you're going to build a wall down the side now. It's going to be 3 high, but 4 high in total, because you've got the bottom line already done. So just basically build a wall the same height as the front wall, down the side, 148 blocks long. So I shall put the first block in there, and you want to build it 148 blocks. So I shall do the bottom line, and then I'll weld it at the rest. So I want to build 148 all the way down the side. Like I say, it will be increased to 4 high, or yeah, it's the same height as the front wall basically. Because we've got the bottom line already in place, it will be 4 high in total. So 148 is what we want. How far have we got? That is 117, so a little bit to go. And that is 146, 147, 148. There we go. So that's 148 there. And then increase that to 4 high, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll weld it at the rest on this side. Down to there. And we'll do set courts for that. Like so, and then we have that's 4 high now down the side. And I'll do the other side in a bit, but we're just going to focus on this side first because there's going to be some details on the inside. So that's one side, like I said, that wall increased there. And then what we're going to do now is go to the back end of the ship, to the back, or the front of the back end of the white section here. So you've got the white section, which is 4 high here on the back, where it ends at this point here on section 19. No, section 19, 17, 19, 18, 17, 16. I think it's section 16 actually. I need to look. Yeah, section 16 where it ends, the white section. Add an extra line of white blocks in there like that. So basically another pillar like that. And then we're going to add a line of blocks tracing the road below. So basically you're just going to build a line of blocks to create an overhang, and you're just going to build this forward from the top block all the way forward and follow the contours of the line below. So basically, so you're just creating the deck overhang, so it's exactly the same as what's below. You've got a white line below, just trace that like so. Add an extra block though to connect it up at the top, so it makes it easier to build. Like that, and then up to the back section of the 4 high wall. There you go, there's the overhang like so. So it's going to be an open promenade. You can see it's following exactly the same as the line above it, so you just got a gap basically, and that's how that is there. And then on the inside we're going to build some inside walls. So we go to the front of the opening at the end of the 148, and we're going to go 1 block forward of the end. So here's the end here, go 1 block forward to this block here, and we're going to build inwards 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. And then these 2 blocks here will be doors, but we'll sort that out in a minute. So it's 5 in, and then we want to go back 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 again. No, is it 20 again? No, 18, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then inwards 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And there you go. So basically it creates a small corridor in this area. So you got the overhang opening there, and you got a wall here. So this wall we just build that to 3 blocks high, like so. And I shall do this as quick as I can. It's going to be the same on the other side as well, so I'll sort that out in a minute. But just I'm trying not to rush as well. I know people do say I rush sometimes, and I can't help it. Just sort of get into a zone, if you know what I mean. So just now build these all 3 blocks high. So once you add the deck will sit on top of these walls. So I'll just worry about those in a minute. Up to that point there. There we go. So that's those walls added there. and it should look something like that. So that's one side done. So you've got the wall, which is 148 long down that side. You need to add and build that to 4 high, and then build the extra pillar on the other side, and then add the line across the top, and then these inside walls. So I shall do that on the other side. I should do a jump cut now. I want to sort the other side out because it's exactly the same as what I just shown, and then we can move on to the next bit. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the decks, well, openings done on both sides. You've got the wall down the other side, and the inside walls there done as well. And it should look something like that. So what we're going to do now is to add some inside details to these inside walls, so doors or windows basically. So we'll start at the front of this area here. So we'll add a pair of doors there like that, and then we'll just add the usual random placement of windows. So these just, I don't know how they go in real life, I'm just doing them how I normally do. So it's sort of a pair of doors and then a dozen to half a dozen windows, and then another pair of doors, and then more windows, and such like that. It's nothing special. If you've got proper deck plans and photographs of this area, then you're doing better than I am. But I just do my usual thing. Once again, it's something that's going to be hidden really most of the time because it's such a small area. But there we go. And then once the windows are all done there, one more set of doors at the back end like so. And there we go. So just do a random design of windows like I was doing. Doors, windows like that. And that's one side done like so. And then normal job for this opening here is to add the pillars and the cutout at the back end here. So we'll add the pillars first. So again, our pillars. I normally use end rods for this because they add a bit of light, so you should use the end rods. And what we'll do, every fourth block basically, so leave a gap of 1, 2, 3 and add a pillar on the fourth block. Like so. So you can either use these end rods or wood fence. It's up to you how you want to do it, because end rods do look good. Also the wood fence looks pretty good too. So I should use end rods for the minute. So every fourth block, add a pillar. 1, 2, 3, 4 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 pillar. Oop, missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4 pillar. 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 And there's a bit of a smaller gap at the back end there, but that's fine. And at the front of the gap, we'll just add some stairs or a stair block to create the curve of the opening there. There you go. There's the opening of the promenade. And it should look something like that. Marvellous. So what we'll do now is we'll add portholes now all along the side. So we'll get our windows now. These are going to be single blocks. So from the opening, we're going to go a couple of blocks forward, and one block above the, well, 2 blocks up on the white. So I'll put a window there like that. So there's our first window. You may want to bring that forward actually because it collides with the wall on the inside. So bring that forward by another block like so. And then every fourth block, like the pillars, every fourth block just add a window all the way forward like so. This will go all the way to the front of the side superstructure, or side of the superstructure, so it may take a little while. Da 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 da, dee 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 dee, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Am I nearly there? Yep, nearly there, so that's fine. And there we go, up to the front like that, and there we go, there's the side windows done there. They do look a bit close together, but that's fine. You can spread them out a bit more if you want to, it's up to you, but that's how I've done mine. And then also do the same from the back of the gap. Roughly the same dimensions again. Every fourth block all the way around to the centre on the back end. So, so same thing, windows every fourth block, or porthole if you like, all the way around to the back end of the ship. One, 2, 3, 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one on the centre, why not? Oop. And there we go, so that's the same. You're doing the same on the other side, so there's the windows added there. And they don't look too bad, too great, whatever. So do the same thing on the other side. Do the doors and windows and things like that. I'll do a jump cut when I do that. But what I'll do now, I shall show you how to add the deck. The deck will come on and we'll go through the back end of the ship. And you're going to add the deck from the very back end on the top line of the white. Like so. And once again, this would go almost the full length of the ship. This basically just go right down to the front wall of the superstructure. So I'll just add this deck in for the minute. And everything should all be fine. And once you get down to the inner walls here with all the windows and that, the deck will sit right on top of this area like so. So carry on building this deck from the back end to the front, and we'll go from there. So I shall do a jump cut. Like I said, I'll sort the deck out and the windows on the other side, and then we'll move on from there. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So I've done both sides now. The windows, doors and portholes on the side are all done, and the ship, can't really tell what I have done, but it's all done. You can see the pillars on the back end down there. So that's both sides of them done. What we're going to do now is work on the next deck. So we're going to go to the front wall of the superstructure, which is this little nipple shaped thing here, and we're going to go on the wood to the 8th block back. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and put our centre block there. And we're going to build this front wall 17 wide, so that is 8 either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that way. There you go. And then we want, behind that we want 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, like that. And same the other side. 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, like that. And then I'm going to work on the left side for this one. So behind the 2 we want to go back 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh shit, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I just measured that again because I just screwed up. So we want 16, is that 16? Yep, that's 16, that's fine. And then again after that we want 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Like so, and then after that we want a line of 108, so that's 108, so I shall put a first block there, and then we want a line of 108, so I'll build this freehand for the minute. So it's just basically the inside walls of the next deck. There will be an overhang again to create the open promenade deck, so that'll be done in a bit. So, I don't think I've gone too far with that. How far is that? That is 107, so 107, 108, there we go. So 108, and then we want curving inwards again, well, slightly. We want to go and add 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then 2, 1, 2, like that. So that's the inside walls. And we're going to build inwards now. We're going to build in 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then back 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like so. So I don't know where the centre block is, but I shall leave that for the minute. I shall do the other side quickly as well. So let's try and work out how to do this quickly. But I don't know, I'll do it freehand and see how far I get. So the front wall's already done. I just go to the other side and do the 8, and then the 17, the 16 rather. So it's back 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then 108. I use the stack tool for this one, so I want 108, so I shall stack 107 to add the extra, so that should be 108. I'll just measure that. I'm cheating a little bit, as you can tell, so that's 108, that's fine. And then one that's it on the inside, we want 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 2, 1, 2. And then it was in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like that. And then join them together across the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the middle, we'll add a red block to mark the centre like that. There we go. So that's that all sealed off. There we go. That's how that should be. Got an itch. Ow, ow, ow. Right, so that's the inside wall's done like that. Right, so what we're going to do now, we'll go down to the front wall. And we're going to start with the overhang here, or start with something anyway, because it's a bit confusing how this is, because the walls are in 2 heights. So the front portion, which would be about 3 blocks back, will be 4 high, then the rest will be 3 high, and then so forth and whatnot. So the front wall here, the front wall of 17, a row of 3 and the row of 2, we're going to increase that to 4 high. So I shall start with the front wall here of 17, build that to 4 high. That's 3 and then 4. So that's 4 high, and then the row of 3 either side, build that to 4 high as well. And then the row of 2 as well, like that. So there we go. So do the same the other side. So it's 4 high there, and then the row of 2 4 high as well. And then sideways, the side you want to build the next 3, build that 4 high. So 1, 2, 3, build that 4 high like that. Do the same on the other side. A row of 3, 1, 2, 3, build that 4 high like that. And then the next, basically all the way down to where the row of 2 at the very back end is. So from the row of 3 there, all the way down to the row of 2 at the back, which is this point here. So, or basically to the end of the 17. So you got the row of 2 at the end there like that. So leave that, but go to the end of the 17 at the back end, and build that just 3 high. So from, like I said, the row of 3 all the way up to here, just build the walls 3 high. And I'm going to use a welder to do this. Okay, it's confusing how this goes, but it's because this area here will have a deck on top of it, whereas the front part won't. So I should build what I have here for the minute 3 high. And it is confusing, but once it's all done, you should get it. Should be able to sort of understand what I'm trying to do. So welded it coming again. Diddly dee diddly doom. Use set quartz again. La 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 la. There we go. So that's the inside walls done there. So you can see the front part and the 3 blocks on the side are 4 high, and then the rest of it is 3 high down to the back end. That's as far as I want to go for that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly copy this to the other side, because you know, why not? I should go from the back end really and do it that way. I'm trying to do this as best as I can, because both sides are quite hefty in size. So give me a second while I sort this out. Because once I get everything in place, everything will be easier to follow. So I do apologise if this isn't going too well, but you know how it is. So just quickly down to the front end, and I'll just quickly copy that to the other side. There we go. So that's both sides done. That's how it should look, like that. And now what we want to do now is to add the deck going out. So from the row of 4 or row of 3 on the side, which is 4 high, so the front wall and the side, from the end block, which is that one there, you're going to build outwards, and you're going to build out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the outside edge of the ship, like so. And then the side is going to be 150. That's 150. So I'll put the first block there, and I'll build 150. So this may take a little while. It's basically following the contours of the outside edge of the ship. It's going to be an open promenade, if you like. How far is that? That is 146, 47, 48, 49, 50. So that's 150 there, like so. And at the end of the 150 we want 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then in 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then underneath that row of 11, where the wall is under here, just build that up to connect to underneath, like so. Now it's all connected up, and then the rest of the walls around the back up to the centre point increase to 4 high. So it's all about building things and linking them all up. It's complicated to explain, but everything we built sort of all linked together. So I should build it up to the centre like so. There you go, so that's one side done. And it should look something like that. Nothing special at the moment, but once it's all done, it'll look fine. So I should quickly do the other side. Hey. Right, so from the row of 3 on the side, build out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out to the side, and then back 150. So I shall do the freehand again, all the way down the side. Getting a headache now as well, not helpful. How far is that? That is 136, 137, and so forth. Is that 150 yet? 151, I've gone too far. There we are, 150. There we are. So that's the end of the 150. We want 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then in 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Connect them up underneath, like so. And then the rest of the walls increase to 4 high. And there we go. That's that little job done there. Marvellous. Beautiful, brilliant. Sort of getting ahead of myself there, but there you know. So that's the overhangs all done, and once we add the deck will sit on top of these inside walls here, so you can see the deck will go in there, and the deck will go all the way out to the side like so. So you'll have a sort of open promenade here. There will be another wall on the inside here for the pillars, but this is where the deck will go like so, and you just want to add this deck all the way up to the back end in here like so, and this deck will go all the way to the front end of the ship. So what we'll do a jump cut now, sort that deck out, and then we'll move on from there. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the deck all added, and it should look something like that. So you can see you got the overhangs out the side and this big open space here. So what we're going to do now is add the doors and windows first. So front wall here on the front of the superstructure, you're going to add 5 windows across the front. So we'll put a centre window there, and then add 2 more windows each side, spaced out evenly, so we'll spaced out the same, like so. So 5 windows there, and I'll put another window on the row of 3 there. Same on the other side, like that. And then to the side we'll put a single window on the side there, and then a pair of doors, like that, and just underneath the overhang. And then the rest of the time you just do your own design of said dozen windows, doors, dozen window, doors. And I just sort of start this off, because I say it's, as long as the front wall and this first part of the side are the same, shouldn't have no problem just filling out the rest. So I should do the first, up to the first set of doors like that, and there we go. So that's how that should be, like that. Like I say, just carry on the same thing all the way down the side, and it should be fine. So as long as the first window on the side and the doors are there under the overhang, that's fine. I'll just quickly do the other side for that area. So one window, and then a pair of doors under the overhang, and then the rest you can do what you like. So I shall do the rest during a jump cut because I can't be bothered to do it now. Yeah, that's not going to be too difficult to sort out. Next job I want to do now is the front corner of the overhang here. So front corner, this is the front left. Just underneath that you want to build a line of 4. So underneath go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And then down to the deck below to create a structural segment there. Basically a structural wall, and do the same on the other side. Just under the overhang, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down to deck level there, like so. Pardon me. And then we want to build a line of blocks, basically a wall along the side, 1 block high, all the way down to, trying to work out where this goes. This should go right to where the upper deck ends. So roughly the upper deck, the overhang, go to where the overhang ends and go sort of 2 blocks past it to that point there. That's as far as you want to go with that wall. So basically go from the end here and you can build forward then. So from the back end of the overhang, add 2 blocks there, and then add a wall all along the side. This would be a support for the pillars. So just get this all in place first. Add the side wall. Takes a long time to do. There we go. So there's, oh, missed one, but there we go. There's the side wall added there. So it makes the gap slightly smaller, but what it does do is it allows you to build the pillars. So once again, every 4th block, so leave a 3 block gap and add a pillar, and just add pillars all along the side. So it's every 4th block again, add our pillars, and it's very repetitive. But once they're in place, it will make the ship look a lot better. And I think yeah, they do look pretty good. So like I say, sometimes I use wood fence, sometimes I use end rods, but it varies. I just get these pillars in on this side. Very boring job, but I get there. Just want to get these all in place, so then you'll see how the ship looks at the end. And conveniently, the pillars on the deck below match up with the pillars above, so that's how that should be. If they don't, then not a big deal, but it's sort of a bonus if they do. And yeah, quite happy with that. It also helps so you don't have to count because the ones below are already in place. Oop, missed one to there. I don't know how many pillars there are in general, but oop, missed one. There we go. So there's the pillars all added, and it should look something like that. Not looking too bad, I must admit. Not brilliant, not perfect, but it will do. And yeah. Looks alright. So one more job to do before we do that. I'll do the other side in a jump cut. 'Cause like I said, there's got to be the doors and windows on the inside. I'll do as well. I'll do a jump cut when I sort the other side out. But before we do that, just going to go back to the front wall, and we're going to add a sort of an extra wall on the front. So if we go from the centre block, I'll just do one side for them. So go from the centre, and we'll build a wall out to the outside edge. So across the front like so. And then out to the outside edge like so, like that, and then you go back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and then inwards 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back 1 like that, and that is how that should be there. I'll do the other side may as well, so we'll do the same thing, just build a wall all the way out to the outside edge like so, and then back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 1 back, like so. And there we go. So that's sort of a partitioning thing, if you like. So that's how that should be there. So what I'm going to do now, should I do another jump cut because I've got to do the pillars on the other side. And also I'll finish off the doors and windows as well. So all the doors and windows there will be finished. And I'll sort them out in just a minute. So I shall do a jump cut and I shall return in a moment. Back in a mo. Okay, back again. So there's both sides of the pillars and things done on both sides of the ship. So what I should do now is just quickly look on the inside and prove that I've done all the windows on the inside, doors and windows, down the open promenade. And don't look too bad, so I'll just go down to the back end of the ship. Pillars are all done as well, so down to the back end of the ship, got the windows around the wrap around there at the back. And it shouldn't look too bad. Like I said, the windows and doors are all randomly placed, so don't have to follow them as gospel, just do your own thing with them really. Some of them may be removed at a later date to add stairs and things, but I don't think that would be an issue at the moment. But yeah, don't look too bad. So what I'm going to do now, I shall end this part here, because I'm knackered, and that is the hull and several decks of the ship done, and I'm quite happy with that. So what I'll do now, I shall end it there. And for part 3, we'll carry on with the superstructure on the ship. So we've got the ship's wheelhouse, bridge wings, more deck houses on the stern, funnels and things like that. Probably get those bits done in part 3, and we'll go from there. So this is Rich signing off, logging off and disappearing, and I shall return in part 3. So bye for now.